Where's Carmen? Hi, Frugal Farmer channel and SSC. Welcome to the madness. I'm going to be right back. If you could let everyone know when they come in that I went to get more coffee. back. Hi, Susie Woozy. Becky is a guest. She's just not here yet. Let me see. Yeah, I haven't heard anything, so she'll be here shortly. Yeah, I'm downstairs in my craft room. My dogs are out in the backyard, so I've got the door open, and I'll bring one in and show you at a time. Becky, the dumpster diving Granny Becky. Aw, you got your pup on the job site, Frugal Farmer. I don't think I know you. I guess we need to sub each other. And you're with your two dogs, so it's a dog cast. So we have Susie Woozy, Frugal Farmer. Who else is here? Please stand up. SSC, I don't think I'm subscribed to you either, so I'll make sure that I get subscribed to you. As soon as Becky gets here, she'll be on with me, but today we're just going to chat, have coffee, and show you how we fix some of our dumpster diving finds that we get that are broken. We take them anyway, whether they're broken or not, and see if we can fix them. So I have a few items I want to work on today while we chat and have coffee. And play with dogs. So I'm going to get my first item and I'll be right back. Okay. So this is awesome find. It's marked from Kirkland's $26.99. And it would have been really nice, but it was busted. And guess what? The piece was still in there. So I am going to marry these back together. There's nothing missing. Once they're put back together, you won't even be able to tell it. And if I need to, I'm going to put some kind of a texture on here to hide anything that might look like it's broken and to kind of make it all look one. So that's the first piece I'm going to be working on. I'll move the camera just a little bit so you can see the piece. I have this glue, a tip. I get this at the Dollar Tree, $1. And for some reason, this thing, it's water resistant. It repairs everything and it stays. I'm really shocked. That's why I should buy stock in it, but it is the original super glue. What was that? Oh, it's time to pray. Okay, so it's a fix-all adhesive. Okay, Frugal. Have a good day, sweetie. I'll check out your videos. So first thing I'm going to do is take this tag off of it. Just wanted to show you guys the kind of stuff that we find and fix. Don't need that. And I got my glue open. Pretty easy. It's just a small tube. It's 5/8 of an ounce, but it works. So first thing I'm going to do is take it off. And everywhere where you see it's going to meet, I'm going to put the glue on it. I think I need to put something under me just in case this glue decides to stick to my placemat. Let me find something. Our Goodwill is supposed to open today, and I want to try to go there, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid that they're going to knock me down or not let me in or something. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just put this all over this base so I can set the top on top of it. And then we'll let it dry and see what kind of texture I want to put on it to kind of hide where it was pieced back together. Okay. Got it on there nice and straight. And I'm going to go ahead and take a Kleenex and just wipe off the excess glue that's coming out. You don't have to do that. You can always wipe it off after it's dry. Scrape it off. Motion at my front door. I would say more than likely it is Amazon. Yeah, this is definitely going to need some kind of texture on it because if you look at it, you can see the line. But we're going to let it dry. And I'm going to put something on top of it to kind of give it some weight so it'll dry better. And then I'll put it aside while it dries and we'll move on to the next item. I have some textured spray paints I'm thinking might work good on that. Or work well, whatever you want to call it. Susie, I got all the orders boxed up. I'm just going to send out the shipping invoices later today. And then they'll be ready to ship off as soon as you pay the shipping. I still don't see Granny. She hasn't sent me a message. Huh. That's weird. Kinds of weird things happening to me lately. Guess it's just a weirdo day. Sharon, good morning. You got your coffee, girl? Yeah, I loved Rusty Chicken Wire, girl. Okay, this was something I found in the dumpster. It was, I don't know what store that is, but you can see how they zeroed it out because two of the knobs were broken off of it, and one of the little drawers was broken off of it. So what I did was, it's supposed to sit something like this where it curves around. So I just took them off and I'm going to put them, glue it back straight, paint it, and put some knobs on it. So the first thing I need to do is take these stickers off. This has a $20 price tag. Yep, coffee girl. I'm on my second cup. right, so I got that sticker off. Now you can see where there are some like little dots where it was glued together. Those are just going to stay on there because what I'm doing is I'm just gluing it back. So as long as I take all these tags off before I paint, I don't want to paint over tags. That's so taggy. Haha. Hi, Blandine. How are you today, sweetie? It's Wednesday. It's hump day. At least I know what day it is now. With hubby being on furlough and then goes back to work for a week, and then he gets furlough again for 2 weeks, and then he goes back to work for 2 weeks, and then we get vacation, and then he gets furlough again. 7 weeks of furlough. We have to go on unemployment for those 7 weeks, which is not even as much as what we make. So, or he makes, but we'll make it. We will make it. Okay, so the glue that's already on here can stay on here because these are going to be glued back together like that. And you won't see any glue. I was thinking about putting feet on it too, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, because I would have to pick those off. Let me see if I can pick them off. I might have something that pick those off. Oh, goodness. Still don't see Becky. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? We're just having coffee and chatting. Trying to fix some dumpster diving finds that but that stuff is not going to pick off. That's just dried glue, but it's going to be covered anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the drawers out of this because this is salvageable. There's nothing wrong with it. And I'm going to take the knob off of it. Forget taking the drawers out. They won't come out. Yeah, they do. And I'm going to go ahead and paint this. And then I could put it together by gluing it back together, and it'll be a cute little jewelry box. Our Goodwill, I was just saying, our Goodwill opens up today, and I wonder what kind of catastrophe it's going to be. I was thinking about heading over there after a while. So yeah, I got this out of the Goodwill. It's just a stack of little drawers you can put your jewelry in, and I'm going to paint it and do some fancy stuff to it. And that is the project that I'm working on right now. I'm waiting on Granny Becky, and I don't know where she is or if she's going to be here. I haven't heard from her. I talked to her last night and gave her the link. So I hope she's okay is all I can say. The dogs are enjoying the very long walks. My dogs have a huge backyard. They're running and chasing each other and having a ball. This weather has been super nice. Hey, Fluffy. Here, Fluff. Bark. All right. Stay out there. Be right back, guys. I'm trying to find. Ah. All the millions of brushes I have in one. Okay. My craft room has been turned into an auction shipping room, and so everything is everywhere. Total disastrous mess in here. I'm trying to work. Oh yeah, marbles for feet. That's cute. Or beads. Yeah, that would be cute. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get started. I did find that super duper tool that I thought might take this glue off. If you guys don't have one of these, go to Home Depot and get one. It looks like this. And of course, mine looks like hell and back. But this thing, anything you need done, it'll do it. I don't know what it is about it. It just allows you to get the best leverage and remove stuff. And I don't even know what it's called. They have them at Home Depot. I see them all the time, and I already have two. All right, so scraping the glue off with my tool. Yeah, I found this little jewelry box thing in the dumpster a while back before the pandemic or anything, and I've been wanting to do something with it, something real creative. I'm going to paint it first and then see what I want to add to it. I may put jewels on it or something really cute. I'm not sure exactly yet. How are you girls doing today? Is it a beautiful day in your neighborhood? I feel like Mr. Rogers. The only thing that was wrong with this was it was missing 2 of the drawer things, and one of these was off of it. So I'm just going to glue them back together after I paint them. And then we'll go from there. The first project is drying with the glue. I wanted to set something heavy on top of that so it will dry faster and better. That might be heavy enough. Really, but it'll work. All right. Rabbit tails. Good morning. Good morning. What's going on? I'm upcycling, fixing, painting, dumpster dive finds. This is a box I found in the dumpster. It was all like this. And they had it where it was like this or something. And one of them was broken off and 2 of them didn't have any handles on them. So I've got the drawers. I'm going to make my own handles and I'm going to paint it and glue it back together. Let's get started on this potty. Let me get my paint. I got my dogs out back and I'm watching them at the same time. Good morning, roses. How are you today? Why do I talk in that high-pitched voice sometimes? I don't know. Okay. So I have a chalk paint by Home Decor. I got it on clearance at Joann's for $4.97. Pretty good deal, huh? And I'm going to start painting while we chat. I got all of my orders from the auction all boxed up last night. God, I thought I was never going to get done. Susie, you have a lot of stuff coming. Your box weighs about 10 pounds. I'm glad you had a good night's sleep, honey. Because I didn't. I woke up at 3 o'clock. What's wrong? I'm in the hospital. What happened, honey? I passed out. What? You passed out? I passed out twice. When? This morning when I got out of bed. Well, what do they say it is? They did a brain scan. Because remember when I fell and hit my head? Yeah. Well, they did the brain scan and they said it looked normal. And they x-rayed my lungs and they said that I have some COPD in there. Yeah. And they gave me some Ativan mixed with Atavert for dizziness. Well, that's good. And they don't know what caused it or anything? No, I tried to stand up and I had to call Will back from work. He just left.
and I tried to go into the kitchen, and all I could do was go down into the floor.
Oh, honey. Did you do anything different?
I don't know.
Has anything
He
been
thought it
going on
was-
different with you, with your health or anything?
No, he thought it was my that I was eating too much sugar. And they checked me, and I'm not diabetic, but it's could have something to do when I fell and hit the back of my head. That was 6 months ago, and like they said, my head looks okay, but like my coccyx region in my butt, I landed on my butt, and it still hasn't healed, and that's been 8 months. So it's like it's been a bad morning.
Well, if they did check your brain and it's fine, or your head, I mean, then that's a big worry off of you. It could be anything. It could be a virus. It could be, I mean, I get dizzy spells where I almost pass out after sex. I have to lay down. But I also get dizzy getting up too fast and almost pass out. But honey, I mean, yeah, you need to stay there. How long are they going to keep you there?
I don't know for sure. See all my lovely machines.
Yeah. I hope you don't mind. I'm sharing this with our group today, StreamYard.
I don't mind at all.
Anna Mora's here, Jennifer Layton, Susie Woozy, Farmer was in a while ago looking for you. Someone named SCS, Blandine, Sharon, and everybody's been, waiting. We've been kind of waiting on you, but I went ahead and started working. My God, I had no idea that.
I'm so sorry, honey. I'm sorry.
Oh no, we'll get together. We got the rest of our lives. I'm just worried about you now.
I am too. It was so scary.
I'm just glad to hear that it's not in your head. It could just be, anything else, something simple.
Will went to work and he knew I wasn't feeling good, but he said, I have to go to work. And so about 30 minutes later, I had to call him to come and get me up off the floor.
Oh my God.
And we had the ambulance waiting on him when he got there so they could get in. And they gave me some fluid, and they checked my kidney disease, and they checked my brain. And it's just been, I keep wanting to throw up. Oh, look at that craft room. That looks like a beautiful craft room.
Oh my gosh, my craft room is horrendous. They're all,
come over there.
Prayers are going up for you, Sharon said.
Thank you so much.
And Susie Woozy too.
Thank you so much.
Oh, honey, just go and take care of yourself and keep me posted. And if you need anything at all, let me know.
I would have called earlier, but they came and gave me that drug through my IV. And the last thing I remember was me thinking that they were trying to put a shark in my room.
A shark in your room.
You know how it is when they give you that medicine?
Yeah. You see things moving that shouldn't move.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like,
I mean, you're out of it now. I can tell you need to just go to sleep and try to get some rest. And like I said, if you need anything at all, you let me know, sweetie.
Okay, I appreciate that so much.
I knew something had to be wrong because I just talked to you last night and.
Oh, I had everything prepared.
Oh,
everything. I know. Hot glue gun laid out, and I had my flowers laid out and my paint. What I was gonna wear.
Well, we'll do it whenever you're not so dizzy.
Okay.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Go take care of yourself and keep me posted because I'll be worried sick till I hear from you again.
I will. If you could tell any of my other friends that we're friends with together, like Remy Catdo or the Arnie Zebra, do you know them?
No, I don't.
Do you know Copper State Treasures?
I've seen you do videos with her. She's a doll.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in here yet.
Get a hold of her.
Okay. You want me to get a hold of her?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get a hold of her right now.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Anybody else you want me to get a hold of? Big B or?
Well, I think I'm okay.
All right. I'll let her know right now, sweetie.
Okay. All right. Love you.
I love you too. Go take care of you. Bye, sweetie.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Wow. Copper State. Anybody have Copper State on your Facebook? Let me know. Hi, Patsy. So you guys just saw what happened to my guest today. Becky is in the hospital. She passed out twice at home this morning, and they've checked her head. They don't know. Her head is fine. She has a kidney issue. That's fine. They don't know anymore yet. So as soon as she lets me know, when she knows, I'll let you know. But right now I'm working on this jewelry box, and I've got to get a hold of Copper State and let her know what's going on. If you guys see her or know her, let me know. I don't really know how to get a hold of her because I don't have her on my Facebook, but I kind of look for her to come in today and look for Becky. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm just glad she's in the hospital getting care. Poor girl. They had her on some drugs and she was like, oh. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I didn't know. I don't have access to Lisa to send her a message. I thought maybe she might show up in here today. Thank you, Sharon. That'll help so much. Just tell her right now she's okay, but they're still investigating. I think I hear a dog. Thank you, Patsy. Let me go check on my dogs. I'll be right back. All right, where's my doggone dog? Puppy, puppy, Charmy. Okay, I'm back. I have one of the puppies, guys. This is how big. This is the girl. This is Carmen. Oops, I hope I didn't get paint on me. Say hi, my name is Carmen. Yes, you're dirty. You want to say hi? Say hi. Whoops, gotta get paint on you, girly. Come here, Fluffy. Oh, go away. Okay, so I'm going to continue to paint while we chat and have our coffee. Yes, please, everyone, say a little prayer that everything turns out beautiful for her. Nothing less than beautiful. And she is one of a kind. So if you are not subscribed to her, go find Dumpster Diving Granny Becky. Oh, and watch her videos. Play. She's trying to get her minutes in. She's already reached her 1,000 threshold. Play all of her playlist at night when you go to bed or something. Turn it on so that she can get minutes built up, because that's all she's waiting on. Help her out. And subscribe if you're not. It's Dumpster Diving Granny Becky. What dog is in here? Yeah, Clark is very mellow. Clark is he's a little standoffish too. He's not as lovable and cuddler as he only wants cuddles when he wants cuddles. The others, if you give them cuddles, they'll take it. She's just hyper because they're all running outside. Thank you, Susie. She is a cutie. She's a sweetie too. So sweet. She is the blonde one that Gia delivered her in the middle of the night after we thought she was done. And we put everybody to bed and let them feed with her. And then we went to bed. The next morning we woke up. And see, we had 3 boys when we went to bed. And the next morning when we woke up, we had 3 boys and 2 girls. So she had delivered the 2 girls in the middle of the night. So one of the girls was already spoken for, because my husband's mother had already said she wanted one of the girls. So we let her pick which girl she wanted, the blonde or the dark, and she took the one that looked more like a Yorkie, because it was a Yorkie and a Pomeranian that we bred. That's our 2 dogs. And she took that one, so we kept the other girl, because I definitely knew I was keeping a girl. And you should see her when I put a dress on her. Oh my God, she's so cute. And then she has more of, I'm going to say, I don't know. She hasn't got the Pomeranian hair yet, but it looks like she's starting to get fuzzy. And then somebody that my husband works with wanted to purchase one. So I sold, we had 2 blonde. One was her, the blonde that we kept, the girl. And then there was a blonde boy. And she bought him for $500. And then, so that left us with 2 boys and 1 girl. And we were going to try to sell, the boys and keep the girl. Well, after, I didn't really advertise it, but one time I think, and I got these people, like a college student that was like, she had no clue how to take care of a dog. I got some dude looked like I don't know. Anyway, he just didn't appeal to me. And I said, that's it. There's nobody that's going to be able to suit me, that's going to be able to take one of these dogs. And so I decided to keep them all. And the longer I half-assed decided to keep them all, I just kept saying, well, if nobody just comes along and wants one, but I'm not going to advertise it. And then I half-assed just said, we'll just hold on to them and see what happens. Well, sure enough, I decided I was going to keep them after having them around, hanging out, and all this, and began to love them. So now I have 2 boys and a girl, plus the mom and the dad. I'm going to put little bead knobs on them. I was like, okay, so I knew I wanted another girl. So now I have 2 girls to get fixed. But then I also, oh my God, I'm so glad I kept those boys. What is in my hair? Because one of them is the fluffiest. It's Clark. He is so fluffy. He's like with the Yorkie look, but fluffy like the palm and cute. Oh my God, you can't even look at this dog without melting. And then the other boy got more of, I don't know where he came from. He looks like a hound dog. He's just so ugly that he's adorable. And you just can't help but fall in love with that. So my husband is crazy about National Lampoon's Vacations and all those, that anything that Chevy Chase is in, we've seen it 1,000 times, literally. My husband thinks he's Chevy Chase, actually. And so we named the fuzzy one, his name is Clark, after the movie. And I call him Fuzz because, he's fuzzy and adorable, and he answers to both. And then the one that's so ugly, he's cute, we named him Sparky because that's what she called him in the movie, was Sparky. And then the blonde girl we named Carmen because my husband had a Carmen Gia, and we call her Carmen. It's just all intertwined. It's like the Gia, our Pomeranian, he named Gia. I call her Gia because that's kind of what my name has been short for, Gia. Instead of Angie, I was called Gia. And we just kind of did that in our family. Like my daughter's name is Christy. We call her T. It's just weird. You know how families are. And so anyway, so we have a Carmen Gia, the 2 girls, and our Yorkie, who is a purebred Yorkie that we have the papers for. His name is Oliver. I named him just because I like the name Oliver. So we have Oliver and Gia. Those are the 2 parents. And then we have Clark, Sparky, and Carmen. Those are the 3 pups. And they are so loved. We are getting ready to go on 3 camping trips this year. And they're going to, of course, go with us. It's going to be interesting, is all I can say. Very interesting. I want to get paint on my computer. You should breed him. Yeah, I told Mike we should probably breed him, and he was like, no, because you never know. They may not come out like him. He's part Pomeranian and part Yorkie. And I was like, I don't care. I still think we should breed him because he's something. You don't see him that cute that often. Okay, this one has 2 coats, so it's going to be done. He is adorable. So Sharon, what are you doing today? Our Goodwill is opening up today, and I was going to go journey over there and see if I could even get in. I don't know. What are you guys doing today? You guys know most of the stuff that you get at that Kirkland's and Home Goods and all is not real wood. It's pressed wood and cardboard. But I still get excited when it's in the dumpster because I can upcycle it and make something pretty out of it. Like I need something else to do, you know? I have a basement full of furniture that I've picked up here and there that's got to be redone. I have those auctions going on right now. With all the shipping that goes with that, it's crazy. I do sewing projects such as making pillows. I do sublimation projects such as making pictures, t-shirts, etc. Also do uh, what am I doing? Oh, what was I going to say? I do the pictures. Oh yeah, I also do painting now. I started painting pictures, acrylic painting, and then I do legal documents and taxes, and I'm getting ready to start a new company. It's going to kind of be a surprise. I haven't told anybody about it yet, but I'm working on it. Plus, we are building a screen room, and it is going to be so nice because I've always wanted one. So we've got that going on, and I'll have a video on it. Maybe crafts, repairing jewelry. Hi, Gary. Repairing and creating jewelry. Maybe crafts for Blandine. Sharon, I got a couple of packages from you today. From you, and I am putting together some makeup packages that I have to go to the store. Okay. Then you have to go to the store. I'm stuck in the house today. I'm going to list and then cook. Oh, hi, Cody. No, I'm not the Angie of all things. Trust me. I take on too much is what I do because I want to, and nobody's making me. It's just when I was raising 4 kids by myself, because their dad was an addict, I basically couldn't do anything that I wanted to do. It was just all about them. So now it's all about what I want to do, and I want to do everything. Hiya, Cody. All right, so these need to dry, but first of all, I need to do the top one. Can't do anything until these dry, and I'm going to bring on the third project I brought in today to work on. Y'all guys know that the Goodwills have been given the green light to open today. I know ours has, and I thought that was nationwide or statewide. I don't know, but I thought it was for every state. Maybe it's not. Oh. Cody, what are you doing today, sweetheart? What's on your agenda? No, you don't think so? Yeah, I do decoupage, but I'm getting rid of some of mine. I have way too much. So Blandine, I believe Blandine might be interested. Who needs to tell their story, Blandine? Cody? You're looking at it. Oh, Cody. Yeah, sleep is part of my plan too today. Cody, I'm sure you've got crafts and things that you're involved in. You're so intelligent and smart about rocks and stuff like that. Can't tell me that you're not busy all the time too. Did I just get paint on me? I don't know, but I'm gonna go check on the dogs. I'll be right back. BRB. Oops, I see drips. I don't like drips. Spark! Hey! You don't do that. You don't growl at mama. No. Hi, Fluffers. Be nice. Not putting up with rudeness. Okay, so those are going to dry for a little bit. I have a folding table that the laptop is on, no room for beads. And if I put them on the bed, cats. Yeah. drips. Cold connections. I don't know what that means, honey. I gotta get something else. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to attempt to do something that I haven't done before. We'll see how it turns out. I may end up throwing it away. You know what I got, Cody? I was I had surgery, major surgery in 2010, and had weight loss surgery. And I was working from home doing customer service calls. And what I did was I bought this thing. It was 70 something dollars on Amazon, and it's adjustable to the bed size you have. It goes all the way across your bed. You roll it under. It's just like a desk. It has the little thing on the back of it where you can pull your cords through. And I set my laptop on that, and I had room I worked on crafts while I took calls. It's big enough that it stretched all the way across the bed, and I was able to work on crafts, and I love that thing. I still have it. You're soldering in your kitchen and ruin your flooring. Oh no. What are you soldering? Okay, here's what I'm going to attempt to do. I found this pig in the dumpster. Isn't he cute? Cute as can be. Only problem is someone did this and I could not find the piece. So after doing a little bit of research, I came up with some paper clay. You have 2 cats that live in there that get on everything. Yeah, that makes it rough. So what I'm going to attempt to do is take some of this clay and see if I can fill this in enough that you won't be able to tell it. And then maybe dab some white paint on it to match this and see if I can make that happen. So first thing I'm going to do is take some of this. It's paper clay. I got it on Amazon. I keep mine in the refrigerator. She has 2 cats, Gary. Now, Gary, I really don't really know you, but I know you have bought things from me, or at least something before. I'm going to interrogate you for a second. Do you know my co-host was supposed to be Granny Becky? Do you know her? Dumpster diving Granny Becky. Yeah, I have made some things with it for furniture. Okay, now this has like the right shape to it, and I think I got it thin enough. Just going to kind of piece it in there. You can see, just kind of piece it in there, and then it'll get hard, and after it gets nice and fitted and hardened, I can go over it with some paint and see if that will work. I have a little hole right here I want to fill. Stuff is so easy to work with, though. It really is. Yeah, I'll show you some of the molds that I've done. And I may use some of these for this little drawer unit. This is some of the molds that you can put this paper clay in, like this and this. You don't know her? Okay, Gary. I didn't know. This is one thing I made with it. You can use it for, furniture. And then I made a bunch of flowers. There's one. This is when I was first getting started. So it's a little messy, but I've got a lot more that are better than that. These are just the ones I decided not to use because I was just learning on them. But this is how the molds do with them. And then you just break out off the pieces you don't want, and they just break right off. And then you glue this onto your furniture piece and paint over it. So yeah, it hardens really nice. But the thing with the pig is I want to make sure that the plaster looks good, and then when I paint over it, you can't tell. So I want it to fill in, but I also want it to not be like fat, poked out. So there we go. We've got him patched. He's patched up. So we'll let that dry. And then after that's good and dry, I'll take a sponge and I'll sponge all over it so it kind of matches with the white paint. And then we might just distress it a little bit and see how it turns out. But that's the only thing that was wrong with the little piggy. And I think that it's so cute. So he's going to dry and then we'll paint him. And I have this, I also got this out of the dumpster. It was marked $4.99. I'm not sure what store it was. Home Goods, I think. Anyway, if you see real close, if you look real close, it has two chips in it. It has this big one and then it has a little bitty one here. I also want to take some of this clay and just kind of fill that in and then touch it up with some shiny black paint And I'm thinking you won't even be able to tell it. And you can use it, at the Halloween time to put your cookies on instead of throwing it away. So that's what I'm going to do now is try to take my clay and just make a piece that looks just like the piece that came off of it. And I don't want it to be any thicker than what the piece was that came off of it. And then I'm going to take a tiny, teeny, tiny one for this one over here. I could probably just fill that in with a little black paint. You'd never tell, but I just want to mess with this stuff and see what I can do with it. All right. So those are both filled in. See, it only takes a minute. And we'll let that dry. And then we'll go to the next step. Put my clay back up. I keep it wrapped in the paper and in the refrigerator. And then that way, I have a refrigerator, microwave, coffee maker, everything down here. Because especially with the screen and porch going to be down here, I'll take you on a tour of everything once our porch is done. And this freaking place is cleaned up and picked up, but I started doing auctions, and with all the shipping and everything I've been doing, I am like, are you kidding me? I haven't had time to pick up anything after myself. It's just a mess down here. I'm going to check on these dogs. I'll be right back. I guess they all went back upstairs. All right. What are you doing? Did you go back upstairs? I'm going to shut the door now. Come on, come on, come on. Shut the door. You guys mind so well. Okay. Hands need washed. So we've got the big pottery piece that was cracked. I've got it sitting over there drying. And then I'm going to put some textured paint over it so you won't even be able to tell. We've got the drawers drying. As soon as they're dry, I'm going to glue them together and put knobs on them and see what else I want to decorate them with. And then we have the pig drying and the plate drying. So we have everything we're working on drying, which means we're going to have to come back another day and see the next step after they're dry. You'd really like to work with precious metal clay. You just can't afford it yet. I've never heard of it. You guys don't forget that my auctions are on Saturday unless I change the date because I'm going to be out of town or something. But pretty much every Saturday, and I will put the ad out throughout the week to let you know. I have a couple of helpers that will be in and out helping me. And Sharon, you sent a message to Lisa from Copper State Treasures. Thank you so much for that. What's foreplay? Cody, where are you educated from? Did you go to Harvard or something? You were having weird chest tightness, kind of freaked you out a bit, but I took my meds and I'm good now. When was this? I like it a lot, Susie. What do you like? Gary and Cody, quit poking. It's a clay that has precious metal in it. When you fire it, whether by kiln or torch, the clay burns away and you're left with a pure metal piece. Oh, so you just burn the clay off of it. Just life. Oh, Cody, an hour ago you were having chest pains? Anything else? Like were you throwing up, feeling sick, anything like that? Oh, you like the little piggy? Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. I'll post another live coming up here this week and we'll finish up these things. You have to let them dry and then we'll go from there. I'll include you guys in by doing a live. Oh, I know. So, Gary, tell us about yourself. You want to come on live and talk, Gary? Anybody want to come on live and talk? I'll give you the I'll have to look that up, Cody. That sounds very interesting. Hold on just a second and I'll get the link. Okay, so there's the link if anybody wants to come on or just talk. You don't have to come in live, you can just talk. I'm trying to find where Susie said, "I like it," so I can get it off the screen. There it is. I'm just learning about StreamYard. Nice roses, Angie. What roses, honey? What roses are you talking about, sweetie? Oh, yeah, my camera angle. Yeah, I know. I moved it up closer to me. There's the StreamYard link if anybody wants to come on live and talk. You don't have to come on. You can just talk. It'll let you just, no picture, just talking. I feel like I have paint all over me. Does anybody know if you can, like, if I have a guest on here, is there any way that they can get the minutes also on their channel? The green screen thing that popped. Oh, yeah. I'll be using my green screen again as soon as I can get all this crap out of the way. Come on, Gary. Come on, Susie. Come on, Sharon. Anybody want to come on and talk about your what's coming up for you, what's going on, what you want to advertise? Gary, what do you do? Tell us about you. Susie Woozy, you have a YouTube channel. What's it mostly about? Tell us so we can subscribe to everybody and get to know each other and you know, you know. Oh, we got Susie Woozy. Hey girl,
Hi.
how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Oh, just hanging in there actually.
I
Gary just
wasn't I wasn't expecting to be on camera. I don't even know if I am actually. I
You
am.
are on camera. Do you want me to take you off and just use
No,
your voice?
it's okay.
Okay, I'm
Are,
here to please.
are you used to New Yorkers? I'm living in New Jersey, but I'm from New York.
New
And
York,
New York.
New York,
I could do it. I could get excited and I'm if you start saying, "Let's go walk the dog and get some
the
coffee," you can
dog.
hear it. Yeah, New York.
Born
So,
and bred, huh?
well, yeah, I was born in Manhattan and I was raised mostly in the Bronx.
Wow. You
Yeah.
are the real New Yorker.
Yeah, and I lived in Manhattan again and then I moved back to the Bronx in Riverdale, which is a really nice neighborhood and nobody knows that the Bronx is nice. But it really is. It's on the Hudson River and it's pretty. There's a really pretty area in the Bronx. And then I moved to New Jersey. And New Jersey is beautiful because we I live in the foothills of the Watchung Mountains and I'm 45 minutes from the ocean. It's pretty over here. And I was very impressed because being from the city, I drove up the hill and there was cattle and there were horses, and
Oh, that is amazing.
so it's it's nice. My town is very anti farm animals because they made a rule that you couldn't have more than one chicken per acre of property, and I have less than a half acre, so you can't
You
have
can
half
have a
a
half a chicken.
you can't have half a
I
chicken.
live in the country in Georgia and we can't even have chickens here.
Oh, my brother moved from right here to Georgia, and I haven't even seen where he lives yet.
You don't know
But
what city he's in?
he's in Alpharetta.
Oh, that's a rich area.
It is?
Is he
Okay.
rich?
I don't think so.
Who's he work for?
Well, I think that he's temporarily retired, but his wife works for Verizon.
There you go. Yeah. Is she a big shot in Verizon?
She's sort of probably I'll say like upper middle management.
Okay. Alpharetta is full of the rich. That's where a lot of the movie stars around here live.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
And most
I think I
most of
think
the Real Housewives of Atlanta live there.
okay. I'd say that they bought a house that was around 300,000. I don't think it's super rich.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but
Yeah,
they're
that's the lower price ones there.
yeah. I mean, so when you said rich, I mean, when they moved out here, they bought a really big house for what they needed because they were about 3 people and they had like a 5 bedroom house. And I thought, why? And when I moved out here, I bought a cottage because that's all I could afford. I mean, it's tiny. I mean, it's 3 bedrooms, but it's tiny bedrooms and only one bathroom. So they had 3 bathrooms. And I thought, you only have, at some point, they only had two. I said, when you have like 3 bathrooms and 2 people, to me, that's being like living high in the hog.
Yeah. Yeah. Three bathrooms for two people. Well, a lot of places have a half bath, but three bathrooms, yeah.
But I mean, I could see the point now if I have when my boyfriend, my fiance stays here, and it's really nice to have that second toilet. But I mean, I really wanted it, but when I moved, like when the real estate bubble was really high. You don't get a lot of value in New Jersey. It's the real estate taxes are crazy high, and um
Yeah.
actually, like in New York City, believe it or not, the real estate tax is really low because there's so much, I guess, there is so much business in New York that for the price, for the size house I have, it would be a third of the tax, but the price of the house would have been twice the price.
Yeah,
So,
our houses are medium range, but the the minute we signed our papers on our house, we already had $50,000 in equity. So we've got 100,000 in equity, and we've only lived in here for 3 years. So
okay.
it was bombed right at the time we bought this house. It just went crazy. You couldn't
Wow,
even get a house. As soon as they would go on the market, they were gone.
that's good.
And we got right on the edge of that right before that really got hot.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
unfortunately, my fiance he's an architect, but what he does is they do like additions to houses, and they work for a kind of fancy in a fancy neighborhood in New Jersey or a fancy area. But they also do like they design cemeteries and churches and medical buildings and banks.
Okay.
But like I like the cemetery where Whitney Houston's buried, they designed that cemetery. And it's in Westfield, New Jersey. So right now they can't work because they said that it's not essential construction. Now I would think it's essential if let's say like part of your house fell down, you would need somebody to come and design the renovation. But so they've been telling him to come to work, and then every time they get ready to go in, he says, "No, you can't come in." So,
Wow.
so he's stuck at home, and I basically say I'm retired, but I resell.
You don't look old enough to be retired.
Thank you. That's what I'm gonna say.
Are you getting married soon?
Yeah, we have it plans to be married in October, and but they have suspended all gatherings, no matter what size. Like you can't have any more than 2 people can't stand next to each other. So not even two, but so like at one point it was 25, then it went down to 10, and now it's 0. So you
Yeah.
cannot have any gatherings in New Jersey at this point.
I just wonder why so much of it was up there.
And they even said you can't even do a drive-by. People were doing drive-bys. They were getting married, and it was like, let's say in front of a, even like in front of a gazebo in a park, and people were driving by and honking. And our governor said, if you do that, we will fine you $1,000. And I'm thinking, really? Come on. And and unfortunately, even like the minister we got to do the wedding, he just had cancer, so his immune system's compromised. And so he doesn't want to be in any crowds either. And I don't blame him for that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, you think maybe it'll be better by then? Are you going to go ahead and plan for it, or
well,
you?
he's planning for it. I mean, we have a non-refundable deposit on a we rented out a farm which has a barn. It's very rustic. I mean, there's one toilet that actually has plumbing and one that's more of like an outhouse.
Oh,
and
that's going to be beautiful.
and we were going to get married in the field because it's a Christmas tree farm, but there's a red barn, and we rented a tent. And so in case there's rain, we will have a 40 by 20 tent that, and that also was no refund. So we want to have, and it included tables. So we have that going. But I'm glad I didn't buy all the linens and stuff. She said she could like rent us linens if we needed them. So last up to the last minute. So I didn't buy any, and I'm glad I just didn't buy them.
Don't buy anything else, especially don't
I'm
go
not.
non-refundable. You can get places that are not non-refundable. There's a
Well,
competition out there for this stuff.
it really, and so our caterer, we were gonna have a pig roast, and I don't know if they're in business still or not. I honestly, like I said, if it comes down to it, we can just he said I'll make spaghetti if I have to. I said, well, if it comes down to it, we could order pizzas or make meatloafs. I don't even care, or we'll just have a cake and champagne. I don't know. Something will happen and people will forgive us, but that usually people order a certain amount of invitations, and we don't even know how many people we could invite.
Is
Like,
everybody coming from that area, or is anybody coming in from out of
well,
town?
I I was gonna invite some people from Florida and from Georgia. I have family in Georgia. I have a niece and her husband, and my brother and his wife. So those four, if I could count. And we had some like extended family upstate New York. We might have to cut them out. I have family in Pittsburgh.
Cody
So,
said you can fight the non-refundable because of the pandemic.
well, we will if people we will. I can't read the chat, so if anybody's saying anything, maybe you could just tell me what they're saying. So there's that going on. And I even said to him, I wouldn't even mind at this point. I mean, I wanted the date 10/10/2020 because I thought I'll always remember it, even when I'm going senile. But if push comes to shove, I wouldn't mind waiting till the beginning of next year and just doing it when everybody feels more comfortable. I don't want to get married and not have a hug on my wedding day. And I think people might even be scared. And I wouldn't mind if people want us to wear masks and they wear masks, and then we have all the hugs and then take pictures without the mask. I don't know what it's going to be like, but I know that up here, my friends from New York are quarantined, and we're quarantined still. So it's very serious,
Yeah,
and it's
you
big numbers up
you
here.
got a lot to deal with there.
Yeah, and I can't, I can't have fun planning, and I can't relax about it. So it's real. I'm thinking about it every day. He's not. He's just doing what he needs to do. He's not even thinking like, "Oh, I have to sell my house." He's working on an outside patio. And I'm like, "Why?" He had to replace his floor inside and make his house more desirable for sale. And he's like, "Oh, after I finish the patio, I'm putting in a fence for your dogs." And I'm like, why?" He's like,
Why?
and he said, "Well, so you'll come over more." And I'm like,
We're getting married. We're selling the house. What part of that do you not understand?
Yeah, he thinks like maybe I'll live with him. I go, you live with me all the time, and why would I want to go there? He used to live. His wife before me passed away, and that house feels like his house with her. And I don't know.
I wouldn't step foot in it. That's just me. And
I
I'd go to the justice of the peace before I'd go through all this.
I would prefer to, him too. Like we would prefer to almost have like a neutral house. But it's hard to sell two houses and then get a third house. And yeah, there.
It's not that difficult though. Think about all the things that people have to do in life that are really difficult. You can do that.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Think
I
positive. Think positive.
both of. I mean, I lived through both of my parents getting sick and passing away, and
Oh, girl, I'm
then
sorry.
moving over here. I mean, yeah, I took care of them, and they died about a year apart from each other. It was,
Oh no.
yeah, it was like a very hard time frame in my life, and that's kind of why I'm retired because I I I spent that time with them, and
A lot of
I
stress.
yeah,
You need the peace.
and then I decided to just at the point if I see if I could like live off of you know my own whatever I could, like, how you say you're upcycling things. I was an artist and I was making jewelry at that time, and now I do photography. And then I was just saying, I'm gonna sell. I did weight loss surgery too, and I have every size of clothes. And I said, I have to sell it because I need to try to raise money. So I can't just keep buying every 2 months. I needed a new size of clothes. So I had to
I
try to.
know. I spent a lot of time buying clothes that every time I would lose inches.
Right.
Cody said he should move in with you while his house sells, then look for a neutral home and move and sell your house.
That's what I want. That's what I wanted to do. And he's probably thinking, why can't it be the other way around? But or then he said maybe we don't have to sell his house. And my house actually, when I bought it, it was the top of the bubble, and now it's worth around 100,000 less. And I thought maybe we should wait till my house goes back up in value. And I don't know. It's just a lot to think about. I'm not that concerned ultimately. I think it'll work out hopefully, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not going to sweat it. As long as he just understands that I don't he doesn't want to live here, I don't want to live there. So,
I wouldn't live anywhere where somebody lived with their wife.
I agree.
I
I
just wouldn't. I'm stubborn.
Well, I'm stubborn too, and he's a little stubborn, but I this is weird. Like he's from a huge family, and I'm from well, my brother was a lot older than me, and it was just me and him. So
You
I'm
were a
not
little spoiled and he wasn't.
maybe, but I just feel like he's just used to tuning out, and I'm not. I'm used to just I'm really hyper focused. So I kind of want to really talk about stuff, and he doesn't. So I
And
guess
Cody said, just play him the song, Let It Go.
so he just yeah, I guess he like when I would speak to him and he wasn't really listening to me. Or I go, I thought we covered this, and he's like,
Join the club. It's a club. They have selective hearing.
yeah, I guess. Or they I, I don't know. It's funny when you think about, didn't we cover this already? I'm
If
so sorry.
if if you said that if you were just chatting along, talking to him about something, and then right in the middle of it you said something sexual, and then just keep talking, I guarantee you he would have heard that part. Yeah, he'll stop and listen then. If they just hear house, well, talking about shoes, clothes, this, that, walls, paint, this, that, all those words are just all rambled together for them. But if they hear the word vagina, sex, penis, anything like that, they're like, huh? You got their attention. So just throw it in there in the middle of what you're saying. Just throw it in there.
I should.
You get their attention anyway.
It's
Um, I know my husband has selective hearing. I have to actually say, I need you to focus right now and listen to what I'm saying. This is very important. It has to do with my job and it's important to me. And then that's the only way I can get it to register in his brain. Otherwise, he hears it, but it didn't stick.
Well, yeah, he did, and he also I think he doesn't like to think about I don't think he likes change. That's number one, and he doesn't process
They
time
never
like
do.
I do because he kept saying, "We just met, we just met, we just started dating." What did we started dating like 3 weeks ago, and it was like 3 months ago, or then when we were dating, he kept saying, "We just met." I go, "Oh, it was like 6." Yeah, so when he keeps he thinks and now it flip-flopped the other way, like, he thinks we've been dating, like, almost, I think, 7 years, and it's only
Yeah.
6. So, I'm like, Whatever, you have a loose affiliation with time, and he doesn't wanna deal with, like, um, important decisions." So, as soon as he said, though, getting married, like, he would get married, I
He
thought, "Oh,
would
we're
get
good."
married.
Because it wasn't that important to him when we first met. I mean, he had done it, been there, done that, and
Is it important to
I,
him now?
yeah, yeah, no, he proposed, and well, we were together and we were committed, and I had been with other people before. I had lived with somebody for 12 years. I just never wanted to get married to anybody else before. This is my first time. So, I wanted it to be with the right person. I always thought I would meet somebody when I was a senior citizen.
Well, just make sure you're not jumping into something because of that, because you're afraid you won't find somebody before you're a senior citizen.
Well, he's a good one. I I feel he's a good one. I mean,
Well, he can be a good one, but do you feel the lustful love, like you can't stand to be without him, you
oh
want him to
yeah,
touch you all the time?
I do. I'm also, you have to understand something. Since I've been with him, I've aged a lot. I mean, it's like I've been with him 7 years now. So it's a long time. I'm getting old now.
I would
I,
never have stayed with somebody for 7 years and not had something. Mm-mm, no.
I mean, I'm saying I have been with him and I still love him and I still want to be with him, but I'm getting old and we keep talking to each other like, we're at the point where, we're old, so hugging sometimes is nice, just cuddling. We don't always have to be, jump.
Sexual.
Yeah, we don't always have to be like
Cody
much.
said it's easy to get their attention, just say boobs.
Well, with him sometimes it's more I'll get more attention sometimes with food at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's old. I mean, we're old. Like when we were younger.
How old are you?
All right, I'm 58,
Okay. You do not even look
he's
like
six.
you're 38.
Oh my God!
I
Thank
thought
you
you
so.
were really young, girl.
Oh, thanks. And he's in his 60s. I mean, I think he's 61
I'm
ish.
61. Did he graduate high school in 76?
I don't know when he
Was he
graduated.
born in 58?
Yes. Yes.
He's 61.
Yeah. Yeah. I was born in 62. So yeah.
Yeah, you don't even look half that age.
Oh wow. Thank you. Well, that's
Yeah.
because this is an iPad and it's not. It's
You
not.
have a young, young look. Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Cody said tell him the sex will be difficult if he's living in his house and you are in yours. And no
Well,
man is ever too old for boobs.
he likes boobs. He's a boob guy.
He's
Yeah.
a boob man.
Yeah, he likes them. I mean, he likes the whole thing. But yeah, guys, he likes he likes boobs.
So
He
what do you do now as far as work?
Well, what I do is I have my reselling stuff. That's what I do. and I tell him it's a business, and I try to make money on that.
And you
And
actually make a living on that?
well, I make enough. I was also disabled, so
Oh, okay, okay, gotcha.
I'm hanging in. I mean, I'm not reaping a ton of money doing it, but I'm holding the fort down. I mean, I'm living very low on the hog. I'm trying to just make ends meet. I'm not yeah, I'm shopping thrift shops for clothes. And
Where do you source from?
um most 100 I was going to say I'm looking up. I was gonna say 100% Goodwill, but it's not. I was going to the bins back like 2 years ago, but it became a very arduous task because it's like an hour and a half from me to get there. So it's such a long drive. You know the Goodwill bins, right? Do you
We don't have any. There's the closest one that we have to us is 3, 4 hours away, maybe
uh,
farther. Yeah.
all right. So, like for me, they're an hour and a half away. So it's so long of a drive. And then once you're there, you wanted to almost stay there like 4 to 6 hours because the turnover for the bin turnover was almost they only brought out like 2, 3, or 4 changeovers. I wanted to stay there so long and then
Hi,
drive back.
Victoria. Victoria says hi.
Hi. I should put on the chat and see if I could see it. But anyway, so I would go there and then I did a little bit at yard sales, but then during this whole thing, I was going to some auctions and picking up some stuff. And I have a huge death pile and I was just buying things from I had friends giving me stuff that they just didn't want anymore, which was very nice of them because I had a friend who was um, she was a working girl. Not a work. That sounds like a hooker. No, I mean like she had a job. I mean she has a real job at like for one of these pharmaceutical companies, and whenever she just grew out of her, I don't mean grew out of her clothes like too fat or too thin, whatever. Whenever she got tired of her clothes, she'd say, "Susie, here," and she'd hand me shopping bags. She'd say,
Wow.
and I would sell her stuff too. And she would actually collect from her sister and whoever and hand it to me, which was really nice of her. She used to try to sell it, and then she said she got tired of it.
Well, that way you don't have to get a certain amount out of something because you don't have anything in it.
Right. But like the Goodwills by me, like when they opened up originally, the address was $8, and they'd have
Yeah.
half price the week at like 3 weeks in, it would be half price. So it would be $4 first for the blue tags, let's say. And now the the first price on a dress is 11, but they up price, like they up, I don't know, they mark up. So there are sometimes they're 12 or 20 or $30 a dress. And they never have half price days. They're 40% off. So it's not a good deal anymore. And then the sweaters are never cheaper than $6. And I'm not saying that that's not cheap if it's your own personal sweater.
Yeah, that's the
But
way
if
ours
you're trying
are
to
too.
if you try to sell it, you need to get
At
$20.
least, yeah, you need to get at least your money back. And I mean, I'm
So it,
selling at my auctions now, I'm selling my own, mostly my own stuff, so I can let it go for $3, you know. But if I had to go out and source it and pay $3 for it, then it wouldn't be, to me, it wouldn't be worth it because I'm only going to, even if I sold it for 5, I'm only making a couple bucks. Is
yeah,
that worth the time? No.
and I wonder, like, there's a girl around the corner, and she has yard sales like almost every weekend. And I walked by her jeans, and I said, "How much are they?" And she's like, $25. And I'm thinking, "You're cheap. You're more expensive than when I go to like there's what are those like I'm trying to think of the names of the stores, like when Nordstrom has a rack. Nordstrom Rack is near
Mhm.
here. Some of their jeans are cheaper than that, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking, "You're more
Well,
money."
it depends on the name brand and all too.
Well, yeah, but it's
Blandine
still
wants to know where you sell at.
where do I sell in general? I sell now on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari, and I just started doing that because I'm not making a fortune of money selling, but I just started doing that just to see what would happen, and it helps to diversify,
Yeah.
because if you don't diversify, but I'm even going to, if I could, I would try to do auctions too, because at some point I do have to I have two rooms. I have one room with as a big closet, and I have one room as like a storage bin of stuff I didn't list and stuff I'm packing up. And then I have another area that I take pictures.
Yeah.
So, and then I have like a whole bunch of junk in my basement, and I don't even have access to my attic. So I need to clear out a whole entire room if Tony's going to come here. So that's
Well,
why
from
uh,
experience, I have been doing this for many, many years, and from experience, I can tell you yard sales is your number one
Mhm.
best bet for a reseller, because usually at yard sales, they want to get rid of it. They're not trying to make money, they're trying to get rid of it. Now, that's the way it used to be, but since everybody started thrifting and it became a thing,
Yeah.
now yard sellers think their stuff is worth,
They
higher
do.
dollar.
And since it's like even at the yard sale the other day, the girl was a woman, and she was across the street from me. This was the last yard sale of last season. She's saying to me, this is like they're trying to sell this on eBay for maybe dollars. And I said, well, asking price and getting price are
Yeah,
two different things.
right.
Because I put things on eBay, and every other day they're sending me email like they're flashing things, lower this by $2, lower this by $2, lower this by $2. And well, at least
Try
they are.
Depop too. There's a lot of teenagers on Depop that look for vintage stuff.
I tried Depop, and I I didn't know how to cancel my account because I wasn't selling. And
Blandine wants to know, do you have a channel?
I have a channel, Susie Woozy. It's but I didn't post anything on it but two short videos.
Yeah, I've watched both of them.
I told remember how somebody was getting mad today about getting something on like I got a thumbs down on my first video, and somebody wrote craptastic, and then they and
Oh my gosh.
I said it's a 15-second video. Gosh. It's like, what do you want for 15 seconds of your life?
It was 15 seconds. I was like, what is this? I use Poshmark. I use eBay, Etsy, Macari. I have found that Let Go and Offer Up,
Oh,
I can put my bigger things on there.
okay.
And they do. I have sold a lot on both of those.
Really? I
Mhm.
I put something on the marketplace once, and nobody even hit nobody.
Marketplace, you gotta
I
keep
right.
trying, don't give up.
And then I had a friend who said I put even like things with holes on Let Go and just put bundle of fabric for $4. And she said all the things that were ripped that I got at the bins that I didn't notice. And people bought it like sewers will buy it for quilting. And I go, really? And she said, yup. If you put like big bag of like fab, clothes with like damaged clothes, people will buy it. And I go, huh. Like who knew?
Yeah, if it's
Yes.
cheap enough, they will.
And I was surprised. But I mean, I think now people are buying stuff even for mask making, your clothes
Yep.
that have damages. So who
Mhm.
knows? It
There's one called 5 Miles too, check it out. It's a local where you can sell larger things. The larger things are better to do local, because they're heavier and cost less.
now I just heard about pirate ship, and someone was saying FedEx, if you have like a something that's heavy, like you could ship it for cheaper than like regular post office, that like heavy things will only be like $15 on FedEx. And I just learned about that. And I'm like, okay, it's all things to think about because
Yeah, you
I,
need to do some research and just sit down and compare the three as far as weights and distance is what they're mostly based on. Um,
right.
so, people say like, well, I'm paying more for shipping than I am for the item I bought. Forget it, just keep it. And I'm like, you are so stupid. If your shipping is more than the item you bought, then that means that you got a good deal on the item you bought. Because I mean, what if I sold you $1,000 ring for $5, but it cost you $7 to ship it? Are you going to bitch because the shipping was more than the $5 when you're getting $1,000 ring and $7 shipping? It blows my mind how people do not use their brain. It's
Well,
based on what it weighs and how far it has to go. Think about this box. It starts here and it weighs this much
well,
and it's got to go this far.
I do get certain things though, because when I go to, come here, honey. When I go to, here's my dog. If I go to, this is Roxy. When I go
Oh,
to, when I go to like various sites, and then some of them have choices and some don't. Like Poshmark is just like 7, and if it's a little tank top, 7 isn't really worth it.
mm-mm.
But maybe if it's like a pair of heavy boots, it's worth it a lot, you know, because if
It
it's
just
on
depends on how much you
eBay.
want that tank top. Is that tank top hard to find? Is it
Oh,
rare?
yeah, sure. I
Is it
know, but
so- is it something
I
you've been wanting for a long time and it costs $35 at the store? There's just a lot of variables.
I get that. I do get that. And but I mean, I just saying, like, when I compare it across my platforms, and sometimes like I can get that same thing down to like shipped for $4 on like if
Yeah.
print out a tag on eBay, or if I print out a tag on maybe Mercari, it's the same
That's
tag.
usually when I go in and see if they have anything else that I want and I try to get 2 or 3 items from the same seller, and then my shipping equals out to be, like $2 or $3 for each item. But,
I've done that.
not everybody can do that because they may
Right.
not have anything else you want or you may not have the
Right.
money.
Right.
So, I mean, we just all learn from each other, I guess, and try to figure it out as we go along.
We do. And I can't wait for yard sales, but I'm like I said, I'm scared now in general about being around people up here. And I don't want to be like a negative Nancy about being careful, but at this point in time, because of what's going on, we just have to be a little bit more
We
careful.
need to be careful, but we need to go on with our lives. It
We
shouldn't
Yeah.
stop us from working. It shouldn't stop us from living, is
No.
the thing. But still, be careful. We should be careful in general anyway. We should have already been careful and washing our hands and, things like this. But
But
as far as
that's a
wearing a
good
mask
thing.
everywhere I go, I'm not doing that.
You're not. I
No,
am. I am, because
you live
I
in
don't
New Jersey.
but but there's certain places that are spiking again. And if you see, I like the idea of everybody wearing a mask, because when people are asymptomatic, they're still spreading it. And
Yeah.
I mean, like, I went to Walmart, and it was the last time I went, but the guy behind me, like, I was giving the guy in front of me lots of room, and the guy behind me just crept up as I was paying, and he was handing the cashier money for a plant he had, and he was leaning all on me, like I felt his body on my body, and I'm like,
They should
ew.
have people in there that are keeping people
A-
separated.
And I felt like such a violation to have somebody touch me at in this time frame of time. Like I don't know. I just felt like, oh, you got your germs on me. Like, ew.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like, oh, like touching me, really touching me. And I'm like, good.
Yeah,
So
Annie Jones, which I don't know you, honey. I guess you're new, but welcome. Says wear a mask. What is the damage in that?
I don't
Huge
mind.
population areas. We need to be respectful of each other.
The mask is really for the next person. But
Right.
that's why I want the mask on the other person, so that I feel better if they would cough and their cough would be caught. And I wear it also because I'm always touching my face, and I want to know that when I'm outside, when I go to touch my face, because I'm always touching it, that after I've touched the cart and the products and the
Right.
shelf or the poles or whatever I'm touching, that it catches my fingers, because I do touch it all the time. And it's the hay fever season, and I'm itchier, so I'm going to do it more.
Right.
I always have the gel, that like the hand sanitizer gel with me, and now I feel like my doctor actually said, if you have to he actually said it like, he didn't mean to sound weird, but he said, like, you got to almost be like a hand Nazi, and he says you got to wash your hands any chance you get, and you have to put that stuff on your hands and do it for 20 seconds. And he meant it, like rub it into every part of your hands if you're not near soap and water. So
Andy is a friend of Becky's. Andy, did you know that Becky's in the hospital? And you're a new subscriber. Thank you, Andy. I'll get you back, honey. Yes, and as far as the mask goes, the places that I go, just, I have my groceries delivered and all that kind of stuff. So I just usually put a scarf around this area here. When I go in, I have a scarf and I put it around me. I don't even own a mask. I cover it up with my scarf. Oh. Becky's in the hospital. She passed out, so they're going to keep her for observation. Let people in her group, if you can, that she is okay, but they are just going to check her out. Yeah, they're just checking her out. They checked her head and said it was okay. She passed out twice this morning on the kitchen floor, I guess. And they said that her kidneys were okay because she has a kidney problem, disease or whatever. And then they checked her head because she fell a few months ago. But as soon as they're done checking her, they'll release her. But right now she's still at the hospital. Yeah, you're welcome, sweetie. Oh, Susie Woozy, thanks for coming on today, honey. I really enjoyed you. I'm going to have to get off of here and go check on these dogs and get some lunch. I'm starving, and I really am going to try to get, these things that I've started on. I'm going to try to get back on here and do another live and finish them up. Not sure when I'll put it and post it, but thanks for coming on and sharing it with me. I enjoyed you.
Oh, it's nice talking to you too. And I hope that Becky feels better. My brother was passing out a lot a few months ago, and he was having, they just called it vasovagal syncope, and it was part of his vagus nerve. And I had another friend who was getting dizzy a lot, and it was water in his ear. So there could be a lot of reasons for it.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Anything really.
Yeah. So
So
I'm glad they're checking her out anyway.
yeah. Anyways,
Okay,
nice
so every
talking.
one of you have a great day. Go over and subscribe to Dumpster Diving Granny Becky. And if you're not subscribed to her, do that, please. Play her streams and try to get her some minutes. And that'll be our gift to her. And thank you all for coming in. And I'll post when I'm going to be coming back to show you the rest of the upcycles. Have a great day, everybody, and stay well and safe. Bye, Susie. Thank you, honey.
Bye, Angie. Take care.
You too.
All right. Bye.